No matter who you are or where you live in Australia, extreme weather, floods, bushfires are lasting reminders of the vulnerability of society in the face of natural or man-made disasters. Troy Nelson from Porters, a building and hardware supplier in Mackay, is a standout example of a business that steps up to help other businesses and their communities recover from disasters and encourages preparedness for those yet to come. Porters is an active supporter of the Business Roundtable Extend, an initiative of Volunteering Queensland. Porters sets a best practice example of how a prepared business can really help the whole community to bounce back after disasters and to bounce forward more resilient to future emergency situations. We have Troy Nelson with us today. Welcome, Troy. Now, why did Porters choose to be part of the Business Roundtable Extend?
Look, the main reason we wanted to get involved it was just for the community awareness side of things. So just letting, obviously, the people in our community know what's going on, and also to build relationships with, obviously, other businesses, see what they can do for us and what we can do for them, especially in a time of emergency. So it was about, being prepared, seeing what's out there and seeing what can be done.
What has been some of the advantages in participating in these roundtables?
Definitely networking and finding new friends out there, people with common interests, and also, as I said, just making more of a community out of it. So getting to know those people is probably the biggest thing that we found out of it, and also seeing what there is that we can actually do to improve what's going on out here.
Now, Troy, what has been some of the outcomes from these meetings, and why did Porters choose to take on such an active role?
One of the big outcomes we actually had was the Cyclone Saturday promotion we had out here. Now, that was mainly to involve people in understanding what there is involved when a cyclone does hit. Obviously, there's huge things like power outages, there's damage, destruction, also, securing down items and things like that. And what's actually involved in that? A lot of people panic last minute and they don't really understand what they're buying, what they need or what they require to go through that time. So obviously out here at Porters Northern Beaches, we actually got more involved with that and decided to get involved with the local council and also the SES. We have one of their volunteers that works here full-time also, so it was good having another key player to, tie this all together. And just bringing into it, we were able to teach people, what the differences were, what they would require, and obviously, ways around things when it actually happens. So in the case of like generators, what type of generator you need, what do you want to run? Are you planning on running your laptop so you can keep your business running if you're out of power, or do you just want it to run your fridge and lights? There's different types of generators that do different types of things. There's also different output, like what type of energy consumption do you need out of that generator? We don't want to sell someone a $500 generator and figure out they actually need the $1,500 one to do the job they require. So it's about just teaching them what they do need and also how not to go silly and not waste things. If they're looking for a battery-powered radio, go out to your car. There's one in there, okay? Turn on your car. There's your battery-powered radio. So, we don't want people to waste their time and money when they could just sit there and quickly listen to that. And, it's just people go, oh, crikey, there is too. Didn't even think of that. But, how to safely secure and tie things down, what to look for in the yard. And it was an excellent thing to do. And also we put up a big giveaway also on the day, including a fair few of the items that you need in such an occasion. If the water's cut off, you got your water containers and things like that, ropes, tarps, all that type of your first aid kits. So we got a fair bit out of it, and hopefully a lot was taught to the community that day.
Troy, we understand that Porters is helping out a local kindergarten with their emergency evacuation. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we have noticed across the road there's C&K Kindy. They're a fairly new place here in town. They're right across the way there, and we actually have a lot to do with it. A lot of the parents come over here also for a bit of a coffee in the morning, and it came to our attention they're trying to do a bit of fundraising and things like that. So we like to get involved with that, and also with the roundtable side of things. It was more of the preparedness in case of an emergency, and the conversations come up of like what would they do if there was something threatening, if a storm came through or if something has happened. What do they do with the kids if parents can't get access and get over there quick enough? Like, how do they, keep these kids, safe and away from danger. And, one of the things that come out of that was obviously the ability for us to get blue cards and to obviously help them out, because our shop is open a large amount of hours, and also we have a very secure building that is a lot higher cyclone rated than what the kindy is. So if there is a storm, or, if there's an incident nearby in the building near to them, how do they evacuate or get out of there? So we're actually in the process of getting a fair few more blue cards here available with our staff members, because we have currently around 50 staff, and that is a very doable ratio to help the kindy out in case of an emergency. And as they are quite literally walking distance across the road from us, we're trying to do what we can to help out. No one wants to speak about it, an emergency arising, but it's good to know that there is a backup plan there somewhere.
Crossing over to the kindy that Porter supports, we've got Wendy, Director of CNK Eimeo Road Community Kindergarten. Now, Wendy, why did you decide to become involved in the Roundtable?
Our main reason behind it was because we noticed that our kindergarten service had a major gap in regards to connecting with the community, and it really was to connect with the local businesses within our area more as well, and then to see if they can be responsive towards us as a kindergarten service. And Troy's actually got in charge of getting blue cards for most of his staff members, so then in a way that they can help evacuate my kindergarten children, because it's a requirement for me that if you're with my children, you need to have a blue card. So Troy has kindly done that for us. This is actually extended further for us as a kindergarten service, because Troy is wanting to get the Porter's name out there, so he has kindly donated us a shade sail, which he will be doing for us as well. So that's how so we've actually made a stronger connection with, so far it's probably just the one local business in our area, but it's a stepping stone really to get us out there and give us the confidence to get out there a bit more.
How important is disaster preparedness to the kindy?
My main duty is duty of care towards my children. And our service takes 88 children in total. 44 children are here. Most are here on Monday, Tuesday, and 44 on Thursday, Friday. So my duty of care is those children. And then it's really a lot of more so planning into what we need to put in place, like emergency contacts, and obviously getting ourselves a way of contacting families in case we have to evacuate.
Thank you, Wendy. It's great to hear that the kindy is in the process of increasing its disaster preparedness. Back to Troy. As we lead up to another storm season, is there anything that is top of mind thanks to your involvement in the Roundtable?
More community awareness. We have new people coming in every day. The amount of houses, we're in the building game. We're building houses with our builders every single day. They're getting finished off. Who's moving into these houses? It's generally new people to town. Okay, so these people have come from down south or from elsewhere. You don't know exactly where they're coming from, but a lot of them haven't actually experienced, a cyclone goes on and on and on. It's not like the afternoon storm. It goes on for days, and people aren't really prepared for what may come out of it, whether it is a loss of power for 3 or 4 days or roofs being blown apart, sheds and things like that. So we want to make people aware what you need to be prepared for, what you need to do. Like as I said, the emergency can come and there's nothing, last minute. You don't want to be racing around like a headless chook trying to figure out what to do. So we still need a lot more training with our local neighbourhood, especially because we want them to be prepared. As I said, one of our guys here, Mike, works really close with the SES, and they can only stretch themselves so far. So if our community can help themselves and be more prepared, then it's going to help our volunteer state emergency services and not draw them to the absolute limits when comes crunch time. So hopefully, we want to help those guys out. They're a volunteer community. They work hard enough. But if we can help them by giving them somewhere to, base their training situations where they can teach the community what needs to happen, then that's something that we're going to continue to do.
Troy, is there any other comments that you'd like to make about businesses helping other businesses in their area or getting involved in disaster preparedness?
So there is always lots and lots of things to do there, and being one of the major hardware stores in town here, we have been around for 130 years. We are the first port of call generally when there is a storm or something happens in the community. So whether it's a cyclone, a major catastrophe of some sort, they need to come and stabilise the structure, the infrastructure and things like that. So they're generally coming straight to us because this is where a lot of the trade builders come to. So we need to be operational. In saying that, like our major store in town has put in a generator that will actually run the whole store without power for days on end. So like Porters as a business is looking far enough ahead to say, who needs to be first up and running to keep these things going? We need to support the people and places that need to be rebuilt. Even if it's the hospital that's got damage, they're going to need building materials to fix that and stabilise that first. So that does still come back to us. So Porters as a business is very aware of their responsibility in the community and want to be there to help out when that happens. So Porters is always striving for it, and there is a lot of other businesses also that strive to do this. So we're just trying to set the right example and hope a lot of other people will step up and go, you know what, good idea. Let's stand up with these guys and keep going. Like, because everyone here is our family, so we want to make sure they're all safe and secure no matter what happens.
Well, thank you, Troy, for sharing with us the great things that Porters is doing to build Mackay's resilience to disasters. For more information on the Business Roundtable Extend, visit emergencyvolunteering.com.au. Elena Siu, Volunteering Queensland TV.